טוב, הנה אנחנו מתחילים. בוקר טוב לכולם, איזה כיף שהצטרפתם. זה הוובינר הראשון שאנחנו עושים על טאלנט, אז כיף לפגוש את כולם ויש הענות כזו גדולה. שמי אורי, למי שלא מכיר, אני סמנכ"ל מוצרי הדאטה בקליק ישראל, SP דאטה, מאסטר ריסלר. הצטרף אלינו גם ריינר שולץ, שהוא הפרינסיפל אינג'יניר. הוא בא מטאלנד, המון 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 ידע והיכרות עם הכלי, והוא יעביר את החלק השני. אז בואו תראו מה שהכנו עבורכם היום. אז אני אעבור על החלק הראשון, חלק קצר, מכיוון שיש לקוחות שמכירים אותנו, את הפלטפורמה של קליק, ויש לקוחות שמכירים רק את טאלנד, אז נעשה איזה כזה ריקאפ על הדברים. ריינר, שהצטרף אלינו במיוחד לוובינר הזה, הוא יעבור על הפיצ'רים up to date, כזה זה אישור קו, השתנו כמה דברים, ורסיה 8, אתם תראו את הכל, ועל הרודמפ של הדברים, איפה קליק וטאלנט מתפתחים קדימה. הוא יעשה איזה דמו קצר, זה לא דמו, זה דמו שמתרכז בדברים החדשים בשביל להראות לכם איך זה נראה. ואנחנו נעשה איזה זמן לשאלות ותשובות. אתם לא צריכים לחכות לסוף, תכתבו שאלות בתוך הצ'אט as we go, ונענה, ומה שלא יישאר נענה בסוף. והוובינר הזה גם מוקלט, אז זה יחזור אליכם, תקבלו אימייל סיכום של הוובינר עם ההקלטה, אז ככה שהכל יישמר. אז ככה, נתחיל. קליק, שרכשה את טאלנד לפני שנתיים, בעצם מי זו קליק? קליק היא פלטפורמה שלפי הגרטנר היא מדורגת, גם באינטגרשן זה בזכות טאלנד והקוולטי בזכות טאלנד, אבל לפני זה באנו מעולם האנליטיקה, היו עוד כמה רכישות, אני אגע בזה תוך כדי השיחה הטכנית, אבל אתם יכולים לראות את מרחב האקוסיסטם, לקוחות, זה ממש קורפורט גדול ומהותי. פה בארץ אנחנו המאסטר ריסלר, זאת אומרת שכל הפעילות של הרישוי עוברת דרכנו, כמובן שאנחנו גם מספקים שירותי PS, יש לנו מרכז תמיכה, קאסטומר, ממש technical support, אתם יכולים לפתוח תקריות למוצרים, לתקלות אצלנו, יש לנו customer success, יש לנו אקדמיה, וכמובן את כל האקוסיסטם בשביל לתמוך את הלקוחות של טאלנט שכבר העברנו אותם אלינו, ואנחנו ב-day by day כבר בריצה. אז אנחנו נמצאים, יש לנו מעל 1,000 לקוחות בארץ, אנחנו מובילים בתחום האנליטיקה כבר המון שנים, ואנחנו נמצאים בקבוצת חילן. אז הרבה מכירים אותנו, מי שמכיר אותנו כקליק, מכיר את עולם האנליטיקה, שאנחנו הולכים בדאטה ווירהאוסים ומביאים value ללקוחות, יש שם AI, לא ניגע בעולם הזה, ובעקבות כמה רכישות, אחת מהן זה חברת הטיוניטי שהיא ישראלית, אני ניגע בטכנולוגיה תכף, טאלנט כמובן, ואפסולבר, נכנסנו לתוך העולם שבו אנחנו עושים את כל האינטגריישן הקואליטי, אנחנו יודעים להעביר דאטה ב-CDC, לטאלנט היה כלי CDC עוד לפני שקליק רכשה אותה, אבל מכיוון שיש בקליק CDC מחברת הטיוניטי הישראלית שעושה לוג בייס CDC, שזה בעצם ה-CDC הכי יעיל והכי טוב שאפשר לעשות, אז אנחנו משלבים בין הטכנולוגיות, אז ה-CDC נמצא פה, וכמובן ה-Badge וה-API שכולכם מכירים, טרנספורמציה, quality, ועוד רכישה נוספת שקליק עשתה, שחברה בשם אפסולבר, גם ישראלית, שהיא יודעת לייצר Open Lakehouses, שה-Open Lakehouses האלה, זה ממש טכנולוגיה שצוברת תאוצה בשנתיים האחרונות בקצב מסחר. אז איפה טאלנד נכנס במארג הזה? טאלנד הוא נכנס בכל התהליכי Batch, API'ים, ESB'ים, הוא נכנס בכל העולם של ה-ETL, הוא נכנס ב-Governance כמובן, ב-Quality, וגם טאלנד, אתם תראו את זה ב-Roadmap, הוא ידע לבוא ולהוריד את הדאטה לתוך ה-Lakehouse, שאנחנו יודעים לייצר. אז מבחינת יכולות, זה התוצרים, Warehouse Lake, Iceberg Lakehouse, זה ה-Open Lakehouse שדיברתי, Streaming, בצורה כזו או אחרת, בכמה צורות. ומה שהוספנו זה בעצם הקליק לקהאוס, ויהיה לנו וובינר בתחילת ינואר, אז נשלח לכם, נזמין אתכם, מי שמעניין אותו שיצטרף. בשביל ליצור את התוצרים האלה, אנחנו יודעים לעשות העברה בכל אחת מהשיטות האלה. אנחנו Data Preparation, Quality, ואתם תראו בשילוב, כי יש פלטפורמה שמשלבת ביניהם, אבל יש לנו גם את היכולת לעשות ETL, גם את ה-ELT וגם את הסטרימינג. וכמו שאתם מכירים בטאלנט, כל הג'אווה, כל הקוד נכתב בצורה אוטומטית, אז גם בשאר הכלים שאנחנו מייצגים בפלטפורמה, הקוד נכתב בצורה אוטומטית. אז מבחינת הארכיטקטורה, רוב הלקוחות בארץ הם לקוחות On-Prem, Talend, אנחנו לא קוראים לזה On-Prem, קוראים לזה Client Manage, כי אפשר להקים גם איזה VPC, ושם להתקין את הטאג ואת הסטודיואים, אז Client Manage מבחינתנו, אבל הכוונה היא ל-On-Prem, הכל נכנס גם לתוך הסאס, תכף אני טיפה ארחיב על זה, וכמובן אפשר לעשות צורה היברידית, שאתם תראו את זה לאורך כל ה-Roadmap של הדברים. אז מבחינת ה-Qlik Talend Cloud, מה שקליק עשתה, היא קנתה את החברות הטכנולוגיות ויחדה אותן לתוך פלטפורמת סאס אחת, ומה שחשוב להבין, כל ה-On-Prem, ה-Talend On-Prem, ה-Unity On-Prem, כולם ממשיכים, מתפתחים, ואתם תראו את זה ברודמפ שנציג, אבל בנוסף, כל היכולות מגיעות לתוך הענן, ואז בתוך הענן יש לנו יכולת לעשות את המובמנט בכל הדרכים, מיין פרמים, סאפ, התמחויות שהטיוניטי הביאה איתם, אבל כמובן כל מה שטאלנד יודע לעשות, אז יש לנו את הדאטה מובמנט, יש לנו דאטה טרנספורמיישן, שאם אנחנו צריכים בתוך הבנייה של המבנים של הדאטה, להשתמש ב-ELT, אז מתוך קליק יש מנוע ששולח push down SQL למי שצריך, לאיזה פלטפורמה שצריך, ואנחנו בונים את זה בעזרת הפלטפורמה העננית. במידה אנחנו רוצים לשלב ולעשות גם ETL, אז בעצם לתוך ה-QTC, ה-Qlik Talend Cloud, גם הסטודיו יודע להתחבר, ה-TMC עושה מיגרציה לשם, ואז אנחנו יכולים לעשות גם את ה-ELT וגם את ה-ETL. וכמובן את ה-Quality, כל הפיצ'רים עושים מיגרציה לתוך ה-QTC, הענן של קליק, ויש תפיסה בתוך ה-QTC שבעצם זה לא הדאטה קטלוג שמכירים של טאלנט, שזה מוצר בפני עצמו, זה תפיסה קטלוגית שאנחנו יוצרים בתוך הענן של קליק, בעצם מרקט פלייס, אחרי שמייצרים דאטה, זה נהיה דאטה פרודקט, ואז אפשר לבוא ולקטלג את כל הדאטה פרודקטים. זה אומר שלקוח שעושה את כל הרכיבי דאטה איתנו, בסופו של היום הוא מקבל קטלוג מובנה בפנים. אז פה זה היה החלק הראשון, אז תודה על ההקשבה. אני רוצה להזמין את ריינר, איש מקצוע עם המון ידע, שיקח את החלק השני, הוא יעבור על ה-capabilities ועל ה-roadmap של טאלנד בתוך האקוסיסטם של קליק וטאלנד כ-standalone. אז ריינר, the stage is all yours, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I have to switch to English because I cannot. So I will start with, I will say, our update features and roadmap for 2026, what I've known currently. So let me start first of all with some architecture slides, because I think everybody of you knows already our on-premise architecture. Yes, the typical stuff where we have the studio on-premise, where we have the management, artifact repository, all the assets around installed on-premise on your site, and the execution environments called job server or runtimes, where all the batch jobs from Talend or Qlik Talend will be executed. I wanted to show you this because you will see in the roadmap that we have a cloud focus, that's true, but we have also the announcement that on-premise will stay. So there are no plans to get rid of on-premise as some of our competitors are doing. We will not do it. So everything stays. But I want to mention that everything you see here, where are these small clouds are available, is also available in the cloud. So when I show you our hybrid architecture, we shift all the administration tasks and scheduling tasks to, I will say, the cloud. So you have a website where you can manage everything. So the typical TAC, yeah, Talent Administration Center, is now TMC, Talent Management Console. But everything else stays on premise. We have still the Talend Studio. It will be further developed. You will see it later. We have our execution environments now called Remote Engine, also on premise. So no of your data will leave, I would say, your environment. So there are no problems in this area that data is going to our cloud. Maybe we should mention that Qlik Talend Cloud, for example, is also currently in the process to get also in the Nimbus project. So maybe this is interesting for you. And there are some features which are not available on premise. And one of these features is a new kind of remote engine. I just want to explain a little bit. We want to separate the I will say the management from the data. So we introduced a new dynamic engine. The reason behind this is, first of all, it's based on Kubernetes. So it's Dockerized or it's containerized, I will say. It's easier to spin up, it's easier to scale, and it's easier to update. So you can do the updates automatically. It's managed update now. Secondly, because of the, I would say, the joining between these two companies, Qlik and Talend, we have a lot of capabilities, and this hybrid architecture also existed in Qlik before. So, for example, if you're using CDC, you need or you can use, I will say, a data movement gateway. This is the engine which is used for CDC to connect to your on-premise databases. And because of these engines which are around, the job server, the runtime, the data movement gateway, the data transformation gateway for Qlik View or Qlik Sense, and so on, we want to bring this in one engine so that you have one processing platform, everything in your environment, easily scalable and easily accessible. Yeah, this is the new feature. It's only available in the cloud. But just to mention that you have now the possibility to also spin up a Kubernetes cluster. And when we are comparing the capabilities, what's now the fact is that the dynamic engine can do the same thing that the on-premise runtime and job server or a remote engine can do also. Okay, if you're interested to go to the cloud, for example, then we have also a tool which helps you in this area. We have a Qlik Talend Cloud migration tool. What it's doing is it will inventory and discover everything you have on premise, giving you the visibility of what type of usage do you have, what kind of dependencies are inside your jobs, inside your projects, and whatever, and then analyze if there are problems for the migration, and give you all the hints and tips and tricks to helping in this area. And also it will automatically try to promote all this information from your on-premise environment to the Qlik Talend Cloud. So we are talking about all the administration assets like project informations, users, and the access rights and all the stuff, and also tries to deploy all your on-premise jobs to the cloud environment if it's possible. So this is a Qlik Talend Cloud Migration Toolkit. We had this in the past also for Talend. So this is a tool helping you to bring your on-premise assets to the new hybrid approach, I will say. So just to summarize, it will collect all the informations with all the artifacts, tasks, execution plans, your triggers, everything. Perform an analysis, give you hints, and also explaining what is a migration blocker, what not. For example, if you are on a, I would say, old on-premise version of Talend, you may be on Java 8, and now we are currently on Java 17, for example. So there can be some blockers in this area. You have to migrate first to a new Java version, and then you can migrate it automatically with this Qlik Talend migration toolkit. Okay, enough from cloud. Now talking about the roadmap and what's happened this year, what is planned next year, everything. I cannot tell you everything because I don't know it. Yeah, so we do not have currently the new go-to-market for next year, but we have some information what is planned in this area. So I have to put this legal disclaimer. So nothing is in stone, I will say. So things can change, but I will try to explain. So starting with the capability mapping, Ori already showed our full end-to-end platform, I will say. So what we have is on-premise or in our hybrid environment, we have Qlik Replicate and Qlik Compose. These are the old on-premise tools from Qlik, where we have the ELT capabilities, where we have our CDC with Qlik Replicate. And then we have the Talend Data Fabric, which should be or is maybe known here, with our hybrid cloud or on-premise capabilities. And we have our data catalog, which is a separate product sold separately for our data governance capabilities. Talking about the vision or the drivers this year, the main drivers this year, which was already announced in our Connect in January this year, for example. January? Well, maybe. First driver was Qlik Open Lakehouse. Ori mentioned we acquired the company Absolver, so we have heavily invested in this area to spin up and easily manage iceberg tables on, I would say, Snowflake, Databricks, and now also available on S3 locally. As always, this is something we do every year, expanding our connectivities in the cloud, also on-premise. You will see it later. We also give our SaaS applications the possibility, which you have already in Talend, for example, with version controls and Git support is now also available in the cloud. And one of the main drivers, and this is mentioned in the headline, trusted data foundation for AI. So AI was a really, really big driver this year. So we heavily invested in our RAG knowledge marts. So we have a tool or a product called Answers, which gives you the possibility to use a large language model with your own company data to get, I would say, insights about your company, your assets, without providing this information to the LLMs in the cloud, I would say. So your data will not be used for retraining LLMs. So you are safe in this area. We invested heavily in this area also. Then Talend already had this trust score. It's now Qlik Talend Trust Score. So we adapt this to our new product line. Ori already mentioned that we also announced at the beginning of this year our data products, which is the data mesh initiative we have with the data marketplace. And at the beginning, it was only possible to consume data products and build Qlik Sense applications. Now we also want to bring this for other applications also with the OData support. So consuming data products with other applications is also now possible. Cross-platform lineage, this is more in the governance. So it's now possible if you are using our Qlik Talend Cloud, you can see in our ELT where the product's coming from, where the pipeline's coming from, which database is involved. And now it's also available together with Talend, for example, and we have heavily invested in the integration of the products, for example, Talend Studio and Qlik Replicate, the on-premise CDC solution with Pub Sub, Event Hub, or streaming approach. One big invest was also in AI, as I said. So Qlik is planning or is already doing implementing an own MCP server, so giving the possibility to give AI capabilities for the developers and for the consumers of, I would say, Qlik Sense or Qlik View or whatever. But we want to bring AI into the development process also using our MCP server. I explain a little bit later in this way. Now coming to the improvements for Talend Studio, for example. So what we've done, as I said, we have more connections. As always, the big data jobs engines were improved. But more importantly, what is planned is a straightforward usage of Git. Yeah, I can show you that we simplified the Git view in Talend Studio, and we give additional UX improvements. And what's also planned, and that's where I'm very interested in, this is our new chatbot, which will come to the Talend Studio. It's like GitHub Copilot. So you will get an Copilot which can help you answering questions regarding components, building your, maybe hopefully this is planned, building automatically jobs based on prompts you bring to the chat. This is planned for next year. And we also have the integration between our systems. So now you have the possibility to send data to Qlik Talend Cloud. You have the possibility to read QVDs if you're already using Qlik Sense or Qlik View. And it's also planned to write QVDs in this area. So the integration between the products and the two companies is getting further and further. And as I said, more and more improvements in the usability of the studio is planned for next year. Regarding connectivity, I already mentioned QVD. We have also SAP improved CDS views with OData because SAP has some new restrictions in this area. We have now also the possibility to use LLMs if you are interested in AI and you want to use local LLMs, for example. You now have the possibility to use LLMs also in your integration jobs, and you are able to, I would say, set up your own RAG infrastructure, so retrieval augmented generation, if you want to, with our new components, which comes, I think, mid and a couple of months ago. For data quality, this is also what I want to show you. We have improved our profiling view. So maybe some of you already know that we have in our data management product the possibility to use data quality components in our profiling view to set up, I will say, profilings for your data, which is running on the database. And this is improved now, and I will show you that later on. And at the end, just to come back, this was one of the biggest invest. What does AI in the studio mean? So first of all, as I said, we have now the capabilities to call LLMs. So depending on what kind of LLM you are using, if you're using a cloud LLM like Gemini, OpenAI, or whatever. But you also have the possibility to call local LLMs with Ollama, for example. And you have now, with the components for embedding and for vectorizing and all the stuff, the possibility to set up your own RAG environment, because if you do it by hand, it's really complicated because of these models you use, because of the knowledge you need. And then now you can reuse already existing knowledge and build up a RAG infrastructure with Talend. And at the end, what's planned, as I said, using agentic AI, using our MCP server to get the chatbot into the studio, helping you developing, helping you to automatically generate documentation, all the stuff, if you want to. So this will come also. So now I want to show you some capabilities or what's new in the Talend Studio. For this, I will switch to the studio. So if you are on the old version 7 or whatever, you maybe realize that we have a new UI, but this is, I think, over a year now. What happens now is, as I said, UX improvements. One of the main UX improvement what was coming, as you can see, I have a lot of folders, I have a lot of jobs. Yeah, for example, here our LLM job. We have now the possibility to add favorites. So I can right click here and say this is a favorite, and then I can sort here for my favorite jobs. So it makes easier to find the jobs you're working on currently. It's easier to tag jobs as favorites, so you do not have to search anymore. As I said, also we have the recent repositories. We can show what are the recent jobs I'm working on. So here you have a better, I will say, possibility to navigate and find the corresponding jobs you are working on. When I'm talking about LLMs, for example, just to show you that we have new components, I'm opening my job here, and here, for example, we have the Olama. So it's not currently running because it consumes a lot of memory, but I have a local LLM running, and then you have the possibility to prompt here. So you click here and say, I want to generate a prompt. And giving me the results. So in this case, I'm reading data from a database and building a context census to Olama, and want to that Olama or my LLM, which I'm locally hosting, is I would say analyzing the data and giving me some quality stuff. We have also, as I said, the Google Gemini, we have OpenAI, so you are free in this area. When we are talking about UX improvements, you can see normally these lines are green. Yeah. So what we also added are the new UX features. So if you go to preference, if you go to Talend, oh, I cannot find it here. And then we have appearance here. Then you have the possibility to now, color by your, what do you want to have? Yes. And when we go to the designer, we have now the possibility to have a simple. This is the default one. So everything is green, and we have some rejects and errors which are red. Or you can decide to go to rich and say, I need a little bit more color in my jobs to differentiate better. So you have the possibility to, I would say, change the color here and say, we want to have another color in this area. And when I close this and apply and close this, then you have to reload the job. And then you can see we can now color the informations to my own wish. So what also changed, as I said, profiling. When I go to profiling, this is the perspective which is available if you have data management. I close the job. Then we have here our profilings, which you can set up. Think of profiling like data quality rule. Yes. So in the past, it was looking a little bit old-fashioned, and now we changed everything. When I go now to the new analysis, we get a new view where we can see what are the recommend analysis which are heavily used. You can still decide what kind of analysis do I want to have, a column analysis, nominal value, pattern, frequency, summary, table analysis. Yeah, so more technical, giving me the functional dependencies between two tables, for example, structural analysis, giving me the information about how my database is looking, how many primary keys do I have, whatever. But at the end, the most used, I would say, DQ analysis is the basic column analysis. And now we can click here and say, create a new column analysis. And now we have, I would say, a wizard-like view where you can give the analysis your name you want to have. And then we go to the next step. Yeah. And you have to decide what kind of connection do I want to have. So when I click here and looking for a database connection, you have the possibility to add some where clause, because this analysis is running on the database. Yeah, so the SQL code will be generated. So if I selected my database connection, then I have to select the columns. So, and then it's quite forward. You can select what kind of table, what kind of columns I want to have. In this case, for example, I can first name, last name, and take the email address because I want to check if the email address is correct in my database, for example. And then I click here and give a preview of all of my, I will say, selected columns. And then we have to go to the next step, which is here. And now we can select what kind of indicators are interested in my analysis, I will say. So you click on indicators, and then we have this indicator view with explanation on the right side. And then we can start to set up some indicators which I'm interested in my analysis. In this case, I use a simple statistic for everything. I use the text statistics where I can say minimal length with null because the last name I want to check if the last name is correct or not. And we have also patterns which you can add by yourself or use our predefined patterns for the email address, for example. So when I click here, I now have my indicators selected. And then I can scroll down and see here's, for example, my email address indicator. And then you can, for example, also define some thresholds. So I'm interested in everything which is below 96%, then I want to get a hint. And then you are able to build a notification job which notifies you if there are, I will say, issues in this area. So, and then we can save and run it. And it will execute it on the database directly. And now you have the typical view, a little bit redesigned with all your simple statistics, the histograms on the right side. And here you can see, for example, the email address, which has a threshold violation because, as you can see, I'm below my defined threshold. And then you can, as always, as in the past, also generate a job to handle this, view the invalid view rows or whatever. So when I click here, it will open all my invalid rows, and you can see here what kind of SQL statement was written. So these are the improvements in the UI and the working with analysis. And yeah, so when I look at the time, I only have 1 minute left. So I think I'm finished for now.
So first of all, thank you very much. It was a lot of new stuff, and we will do it in periods. I believe in Q2 we'll do another session like that and keep you update everybody on everything that's going on, what's been accomplished through the roadmap, if there's changes in the roadmap, and we'll keep you up to date with everything. I think the AI capabilities is amazing. I think the data quality is amazing. The UI is going to get more and more improvements. So there's much to look forward to. So Rainer, thank you very much for all the effort and the great presentation and demo. And we can conclude. So thank you everybody for being here, for taking this time. And as I said, we're not going to go through the Q&A. We're going to take it one by one. If somebody will put a question, we will answer that by email, but you will get a copy of that webinar and also all the rest of the information, how to contact us and how to do the next step with you. So thank you all. Toda rabba. And I'm closing this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.